As someone who has watched Etika's content from his niche, if you can call it niche, videos of Smash 4 and Smash 4 news and, Nintendo Directs and stuff like that and whatnot, before the Joy-Con Boys became, a big thing, in 2016 and whatnot and onward. I think Etika meant more, than just a content creator. He expressed himself and evaluated to others that it is okay to like the things that you like. It is okay to love things. It is okay to strive for things that some people will deem it, unnecessary. And he basically tells you, fuck that, do it. Why not? Why the fuck not? And I think the one thing that I miss about him and what made me connect so much with not only himself but the Joy-Con Boys as a whole was his energy, his attitude. He was, don't get me wrong, man, he's very erratic sometimes, even in the early days, but his energy that he brings in, there is no way in hell that he would not have thrived in our era of content creating and streaming and whatnot. There is no way in hell that he would not have thrived. He would definitely have. And I think it becomes very evident that when I see the Joy-Con Boys or just the movement that Etika has made, just to see how much appreciation that there really was for this one person. But I think now it is finally time that people look at more than just still mourning of his passing. They need to look at it as, what can we do now as a movement, as a collective? Because I think it's about time that people really look into it and be like, there can be more to this. It doesn't have to stop there. It doesn't have to just sit there set in stone. There's so much community that can be brought together, and I think especially now with Switch 2 coming along in its way, I think that needs to come back in a way. Like there is, I'm not saying this in the sense of like nostalgia. Sure, I'm definitely nostalgic of those times, but I think a lot of times, and I've said this before, we don't realize the time that we are currently living in right now, that we're currently just witnessing. And the times that we find it as, oh my god, I remember this time being like, being hyped for this thing and being hyped for that. It's that new generation. It's that new time period where it's gonna get to that time again. And I think it's our duty as people who have witnessed this and have gone through these type of things is to express that in any way, shape, or form. It does not have to be it can be anything expressive in media and content. It can be on YouTube, it can be on Instagram, social, whatever social media you want to put it on. It's there, and I think that in itself is what the Joy-Con Boys is. It is a collective, a community, a group of people coming together and talking about the things that they love with gaming and multimedia and just in general. And I think Etika made that very clear prior to his shift going into Joy-Con Boys with Etika World Network. He wanted to connect a group of people together, and I think we need to keep that there as a reminder and as a legacy of his name. And I think that is only going to be more evident towards the future. And to be very honest, I honestly do see it. I do see, and I want to see it. I want to see that expressed energy thrown out there. Like it's there, but it's finally our time to do our part and make something out of it. I'm trying to hold a cough. I think it's about time, and I think we owe it to ourselves. And I even tell this to myself, and I know this is kind of like demanding for myself, right? But I think it's about time that we do something about it instead of mourning. And I think that's not to say that we can't, but I think we have spent too much time mourning and not creating. I think it's time that we get ourselves out of that rut, and the community out of that rut, and let it blossom. I think that's all I can really say. I'm not even sure if I'm really going to use this, but there has to be a start, and it starts right here. I am part of the Joy-Con Boys, or whatever collective that it is. It's the Joy-Con Boys. Fuck it.
My name is Mr.CompBookC, and I'm part of the JOYCONBOYZ.